Good morning and namaste. This is Hemadikari and I'm a registered mortgage broker based on Sydney, and I do all the mortgage related services throughout Australia, in all states of Australia. Uh, Today I'll be discussing about like how bank calculate your repayments when you are purchasing a house. You have to pay a loan, like you have to pay a mortgage based on that loan. Uh, so that mortgage, technically we call it as a repayment, which is combined of principal and interest. With this video, I'll be explaining on how different banks um, you know, calculate your interest and loan based on the long term, your repayment, your loan amount, and interest rate. So, what's amortizing? Amortizing loans future level payment amount over the life of the loan, but with varying proportion of interest and principal making up each payment. Let me explain you that in detail. For example, uh, when you have a loan amount of 700,000, loan term we consider is 30 years, standard in Australia, and when the interest rate is 1.79%, then the mortgage repayment is only 30,173, where you will be paying 12,384 per year. If you want to calculate that per month, then you have to divide by 12. If you want to calculate that by fortnight, you have to divide by 26. So your interest will be 12,384 and your principal will be 17,784. So the mortgage payment is compared like it's will be comparatively low with lower interest rate than the higher interest rate. Doesn't matter what is the standard year, loan term and the loan amount. And your closing balance will go down by 30,000 less. So the more you go, keep on paying loan throughout the loan term. Uh, Repayment will remain same as per the amortization calculation, but the interest will go down and the principal will go up. When the interest rate is low, it will go very quickly down. But but when the interest rate is 2.3%, this is not a high rise, but just a comparatively little bit rise compared to the previous example. The repayment has increased from 30,000 to 32,000. Similarly, interest has also increased. Capital has also decreased comparatively because the capital paid, the principal that we were paying was 17,000 before. Now it has gone down and the principal has increased more as well as the repayment. So higher the interest rate, you'll be making more payment where you'll be paying more interest than the principal that you are paying. So your loan amount will comparatively go less down than the previous example. Now this is with a different example. The interest rate was same 2.33 compared to the previous example. But if the loan amount is 500,000, then the repayment will be low because the loan amount is less, interest is low, and capital repayment is also low. This is just an example like what will happen if your loan amount is low compared to the low amount with the same interest rate. Now let's go with a little bit higher interest rate compared to the previous one, that is 3.5%. Before it was 2.33%. Loan amount is 700,000. Loan term is 30 years. You can see there is a rise of loan repayment 37,719. Before it was 30,000, 32,000 into example, but you can see the loan repayment has increased. With that, the interest is also increased, but the principal that you are paying is going down. So when you calculate like how much amount of loan is left at the end of the day or at the end of the month or at the end of the year, your loan amount is 700,000. When you check at the end of the year, doesn't matter how much you pay, 37,719, you will be only deducted, the principal will only be deducted from the opening balance. So your closing balance is just 686,000. Remaining 24,000 is being taken by bank as the income, which is the interest that we are paying for the loan that we have taken. Same thing. Now let's go with the double interest rate, that is 7%, which it could be possible very soon as per today's date, right? So loan term is 30 years, loan amount is 700,000. Here you can see that now the loan repayment has increased from 30,000 to 50,000, right? And where you are paying just 41,766 as an interest. So this is what the bank is taking from you, right? So you are just paying principal 8,596. So at the end of the year, doesn't matter how much money you pay as a repayment, right? You will have a closing balance of just 691. So this is your loan amount for the next year, and based on this, your repayment will calculate it. So if you have taken loan in 7%, repayment is same. You can see interest rate is very high, which goes slowly down, and your principal will increase, but in a very slow pace. So this is how the bank calculate your repayments. So, and like at least this video will help you to understand like how you are paying your interest, and how your interest, how you're making your payments, and how interest is being charged by the bank, and how your loan is being calculated by the bank. For clear understanding, I have just created this example, right? So, for example, loan amount is 700,000 and loan term is 30 years. What could be your repayment in different interest rate, right? What could be your repayment in different interest rate, and what could be the interest, and what could be the principal that you are paying, right? So with the same amount, when the interest rate is 1.79, your repayment is 2,514, and interest is very low, and the principal that you are paying to the bank is comparatively high. But when it is 3.5%, you can see the rise in interest rate, and decrease in your principal. If you see 6%, the same loan amount, but the repayment has gone to 4,197, where you will be paying $3,500 as a principal to the bank, and 697 only as a principal. So let's go with the highest interest rate, 7.50%, 4,895. It's like same double to 1.79%. So with 1.79%, if you are making a repayment 2,514, with 7.5 percentage, it's just similar to double, where you will be paying 4,375 as an interest only, which will be charged as a interest by the bank, and your loan amount will only decrease by 520 per month. So this is an example per month. The previous one that I was explaining in a table were all based on years. I hope this video has helped you understand like how you will be making a repayment when you purchase a property. As a disclaimer, this video is just for the knowledge purpose only. If you want to gather any kind of professional advice, please contact your mortgage broker or the bank you are borrowing from. Thank you for watching my video.